So I'm keeping check on your obnoxious dishonesty. It's all completely provable and evidenced in a court of law, what you said. I said, whether I release the pendulum here, or there, or here, it will take the same time to swing down to the bottom. And everybody knows, because it's on your video, you laughed and said, "That's a load of old rubbish," words to that effect, and that I'm a stupid idiot, words to that effect, and denied it. All evidenced on video. Now you realise that that's correct. You've changed the subject. You won't admit it. You won't say, "I hold my hands up. I got that wrong. I didn't realise." You go on the attack. Are you a narcissist, Gary? Have you been diagnosed? Has it ever been looked into? You portray a lot of the traits of one. So we'll continue. But your lies are being caught out. I have never lied. If I have made a mistake, I've admitted it. You make an accusation that I've lied or been dishonest, which is a false accusation, of course. You have no evidence I've deceived or intended to deceive about anything. You say I filmed the clay and didn't show it. That's a false accusation. I never did film that. What I did film is the clay receiving more compression by the higher mass, showing kinetic energy. I did show that. You have been deceptive many times, provably. And when you're proven wrong, you cannot admit it. You have to hurl abuse at everybody else. You cannot follow simple, rational argument, as you demonstrate. I haven't even got to bring up the cloud analogy that you erroneously portray all the time, and how obviously that's completely wrong. You go off on all kinds of tangents. There's something very wrong with you. Very wrong. Very adept at finding ridiculous excuses. For instance, your quick release excuse. When somebody points out, quite rightly, that in the distances we're measuring, the quick release makes but little difference. You immediately say, they want to ignore important details. They don't think it should be done properly. I feel sorry for you, actually, because you can only lose. And you are losing. You've not a jot of any evidence of anything that you say. You quote other people, that they've done the evidence. Galileo, nothing to do with it. Newton, nothing to do with it. What have you shown? You've shown nothing. Nothing. I mean, it's too silly to mention. You did a balancing with a wire and some magnets and said that proves something? No, cool rubbish. The other one I saw more recently, when I think you were using a lever to propel things, it actually showed in one shot that it disproved your theory and showed the half mass only going at a lot less than half the speed. It proved you wrong. And it was completely terribly done pile of rubbish, of course, as a reliable experiment. So you've got nothing. And all of us doing our best to show things. The pile of evidence is mounting up above your head, old chap. What is it, your narcissism? What's stopping you? Or what's propelling you? Makes me laugh. I have to listen to you constantly calling me an idiot and others. And what you're saying is completely arse over tit, as you're describing it. I'm talking about the gravity going around the surface of the earth, and you're immediately going into, oh, he doesn't know that it... Getting completely the wrong end of the stick of what's being discussed. No, there's only one idiot. Here's another example, of which there are many, many, many. Stephen Bro's experiment to launch the masses off of a cliff. And the half mass goes twice as fast, or should do according to your theory. But whatever he was using to launch it only launched the half mass 1.4 of the distance, say. And what do you say? You say, you admit that it does that, but you then deny that there must be something wrong with the launching mechanism. Or all those experiments I did with two levers side by side with equal springs, showing that one would not go as fast as the other, wouldn't rotate as fast as the other from the same input energy, which you always denied, and you rubbished it then. And more lately now, you say, of course, you've subtly dropped it into your conversation, well, of course the lever does go slower when we move the mass out. So you've acknowledged now that the mass does go, the lever does turn slower with the mass further out. But you've not addressed it in the open discussion of what we were talking about. You've dropped it in and said, well, because the lever goes slower, we have to compensate by moving the mass in or out. We have to compensate. We have to force it to do what we want it to do. We have to make it what I want it to do because I am right. You need to start owning up to your erroneous statements. You need to start apologizing for deceiving people and deceiving yourself. You are lying. You are lying about this very thing. It takes the same time and you denied it. I don't care what it does, anything else. You denied that it would take the same time to fall from different heights. You denied it and said I was an idiot. Just say you were wrong. Apologise. Got a half mass, 4 height. Got a whole mass at 1 height. You say that they have the same energy because they have the same momentum. It's clear that the half mass pushes back the whole mass. So you're wrong again.